I'm Merri Perry, your local Las Vegas Realtors president, and I am with a girlfriend of mine, Marki Lemon, which I've known her for a minute, right?
Yes, we've known each other, I would say at least a decade as we navigate the streets of real estate.
So let's just talk about yourself. You are the podcast host of Drive with NAR, and you are actually here in the Las Vegas Realtors building.
Yes.
So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me. It's been a while since I have been in this building, but I will tell you, because of Lee Barrett, I actually came out here to co-teach with him. You were offering a CRS course, and I was trying to become a CRS certified instructor. So because of Las Vegas, right, I became a CRS certified instructor. So I need to thank your association for allowing me to come out. But I have so many fond memories of coming out to Las Vegas and working with my fellow realtors.
That is so awesome. And we are so lucky to have you here, because I'm going to just tell you, this year alone, I've probably seen you 5 times,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And then we're begging you to come to the building, because you have so much that you could teach all of us realtors. It's so amazing. But one thing I want to talk about is how flexible and negotiable realtors are. Let's talk about a special date, and you know the date by heart. Let's talk about short sales. How did short sales look, and what did us realtors think when short sale came?
Yeah. So if we were to go back, March is always going down in history for something happening, right? March 2007, we saw short sales come to the market as a result of notice of defaults and foreclosures. And I'd actually had my husband drive me up to Appleton, Wisconsin, so that I could become an SFR instructor. I was 9 months pregnant, and I was armed with those new credentials in March of 2007.
One of your baby boys.
Yes, and I birthed a son on March the 28th, right, of that year. And so from 2007, really up until 2012, you think of short sale experts, but then we also had all of the REO business that became available. And so those who believed in our industry navigated that storm and made a living.
That's the word right there, navigated that storm. So we went through that storm. We came out. We all survived. The cream came to the top. We all pivoted and learned how to do short sales, correct?
We did.
Because that's what realtors do. We do what we know best, and that's always protecting our clients and doing whatever we can to get them, home ownership. With short sales, us realtors, we thought, that's it. What are we going to do, right?
Yes, we did.
And we navigated through short sales, and we became short sale experts, and we made a living doing that, right?
We did. We also at that time had half of the home affordable foreclosure alternative. We were doing the work of advocacy then through the National Association of Realtors to ensure that there were solutions, not only for buyers to be able to buy, but for sellers, where they would not be responsible for the tax obligation of doing a short sale. Now you got me stirred. Now I'm going back through all of our advocacy.
And we pivoted, and we learned how to do what we had to do to protect our homeowners.
We did.
Whether it's buyers or sellers. Mm-hmm. And there we are. So now you wanted to rush into another date, March 13th. 2020.
Friday, March the 13th, 2020.
Wow, Friday, March the 13th, 2020. We were all living our best life, and then boom. Woo. What hit?
Well, we had a global pandemic. Right? We are talking about COVID, and no one knew what was going to happen. How were we going to feed our children? How would we pay our mortgages? Panic set in. Did we have enough money saved?
No, most people didn't. We were living our best, especially as realtors. We just thought it's going to continue to go and nothing's going to happen. We in Las Vegas, our casinos even closed.
Yes.
I had clients that didn't work for a year, and realtors also weren't able to work. And that didn't last long, because we reminded politicians, with advocacy, that realtors are essential.
Essential workers.
And then we in Las Vegas became essential, and us realtors pivoted again. The strength of us as realtors changed where we became essential, and not every state became essential right away, but Nevada did.
Nevada became essential because of the hard work of you and your fellow realtors speaking up on private home ownership rights, and they know that people need a place to live. People
Amen.
need shelter.
Amen.
But it didn't just come, right? When people ask us, what's the value of your local association, your state association, and the National Association of Realtors, it is the value in which we provide. We provided value in the foreclosure crisis. We provided value in the midst of a global pandemic to ensure the private home ownership rights of individuals. We understand that people need a place to lay their head, a place that they feel safe, right? To lay their head at nighttime, a place to wash their dishes, a place to raise their children, a place for Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner. And when everybody had to come home, right, and you all saw a lot of people relocate from other parts of the country to come here and shelter, right, in your great state, it was because of our advocacy that
100%.
Those moves could even occur.
But also, again, what did realtors do? We pivoted, we navigated, and we got through the trying times. Realtors don't just sell homes. We're in our neighborhood. Realtors are good neighbors. We give back. Every home that you use with a realtor brings $25,000 into our community. Mm-hmm. So it's super important to use a professional realtor to buy or sell, because we are educated, we know what we need to do, but we're also in the community making our community better. Just like you, I'm always seeing you in the streets, helping feed the homeless, helping do this. It's not all about business.
No, it's not.
Especially in Las Vegas, all over the country, realtors, they have a slogan, realtors are good neighbors, and we need to show that more because we really care about our community. And where we are selling homes and buying homes for our clients, we're in there doing everything we possibly can.
I got up in the midst of the pandemic and went and helped my fellow realtors do a clean up, board up effort because we had a lot of riots and looting going on in the city of Chicago. Actually, that would be exactly 4 years ago at the time of this recording.
That's amazing.
With that being said, I was so upset about the damage that I saw to a city in which I love. I was born and raised in Chicago, have always lived on the south side of the city of Chicago. I came home and I did a Facebook Live video with the permission of my CEO, Michelle Mills Clement. That video raised $88,000.
That's exactly why you got to promote what you're doing in the community. Right, keep going.
That video that I recorded that same day, because I was outraged about what had happened in my beloved city, right? Raised $88,000 for the 77, the Diversity Committee of the Chicago Association of Realtors. And because we've been good stewards of that money, we still have money right now, 4 years later, we didn't just throw it away, that we are spending and supporting in each of the 77 communities that make up the city of Chicago. So we often turn a negative into a positive, no matter what we do as realtors, when we're keeping the community in mind.
We have an organization out here. It was called the Just One Project, and I teamed up with them, and I teamed up with Share Village, Veterans Village, and we had a lot of realtors that couldn't leave the home, a lot that had COVID, a lot that were afraid, and a lot that didn't have money, and we were actually delivering food to their house. And we were doing it once a week, and it was everyone in the neighborhood. We were doing it to tens of thousands of people in Las Vegas. And we had the whole realtor community helping. Realtors would meet at my house, grab the food, go to the Just One Project, grab the food. We had people, because not only our community, but sometimes realtors are hurting. And, I would post on social media, and we at Las Vegas Realtors, we're feeding the homeless once a week. We're doing so much. And I get on social media and I tell other realtors, tell people about it. You don't have to say who you're helping, but once you do that, other community leaders come in, they'll help us, they'll bring food, they'll give us money, or they'll even help volunteer because we're hot in Vegas. It's a desert, girl. It's hot to give out food to cars in the heat. But some people like the sun, so they may come when other people want to do it in the winter. So it is not showing off, doing videos. You started out with a little bit. Next thing you know, you have 88,000, right?
A little bit. It went to 88,000. And I had the staff, they were texting and emailing me. They was like, Marki, Today, within an hour, it was $5,000. 24 hours, it's $25,000. Like $25,000. What are we going to do with this, right? And I'm going to tell you the one thing that I did. I was intentional. I told my CEO, I said, look, I do not want to be responsible for this money. Can you create a link through the Chicago Association of Realtors, because I want you to be responsible for the money. That was absolutely the best thing that I did in that process, was to make the association responsible. But I also believe, because it was going to a reputable organization, that people were more willing to give.
No, I love it.
I think I'm reputable, but there's a difference in a reputable organization.
You're dealing with real estate. Anytime I do anything like that, I attach myself with a nonprofit and I have them handle it as well. And also here at Las Vegas Realtors, this year we have 2 charities of choice. One is called Forgotten Not Gone. It's a veteran organization. It was a husband and wife that the husband had PTSD, both military. And he would just sit in the living room and just talk about with his friends how they want to kill themselves pretty much. And the wife was like, this is enough's enough. So she got an organization going, and it's called Get Out of the Damn House. And they've been saving so many veterans' lives. And
Excellent.
I just love them. And then our other organization is called Bamboo Bridges. We help a lot of organizations. This is our 2 big charities of choice this year. And it's about abused women and children. And I can't tell you enough how much the realtors and the affiliates in our community help other people in our community. It's just heart-wrenching to see the love from our realtor community. And they do it on the 24/7, girl.
To whom much is given, much is expected. And we pour back into the communities in which we serve, whether we're in Las Vegas or whether we're in Chicago. That's what we do.
Amen, girl.
All right,
let's go now to another date. So we did
Another
short
Friday?
sales. Then we're talking about we went
Friday?
into let's talk about
Let's
that date.
talk about Friday, March the 15th, 2024.
March 15, 2024. Well, but even before that date, what about the date of the lawsuit happening and all the
NAR settlement agreement, okay, before it became the settlement agreement.
Everyone thought it was the end of the world. Oh my God, we're being sued. We're gonna lose everything. No one knew what was going on. And even you are with NAR. Things change daily.
Every day.
I took videos from NAR, whatever Kevin sent the NAR president, I filtered in through my association, made sure everything was good, and filtered it out because it changed on the daily.
Every day.
Right.
So there's something new every single day. But on that day, we had reached a settlement agreement of $418 million. We were...
But the reason why we hit the $418 million is because no one believed we would ever lose in court, but somehow...
We did.
And it was like billions of dollars.
It would have been treble, so it would have been $5.4 billion. So let me just say this. The $418 million, I 100% am in agreement with what we had to settle with in order to move our industry forward, okay?
Amen.
But the question really is, but why? The why behind it is the fact that we have had the ability to offer cooperating compensation per the MLS. And now, based on the Department of Justice, there will not be visible offer of compensation per the MLS moving forward. And as a result, we have to pay $418 million. So we have some interesting things going on. It did not cover everyone. We're not the only people who were sued. There are numerous other organizations that have come to settlement agreements. At the end of the day, the only people financially winning in this situation is the attorneys who initiated the lawsuit, because the people they're representing will not get... All numbers show that none of them will get over $50, right? So how is this going to be beneficial long term? Well, we found that it's not going to be beneficial long term. We have gone to Washington, D.C. to advocate on behalf of buyers who are securing property with VA loans.
Oh, but let's talk about that really quick. So I was on the board of the Veterans Association of Real Estate Professionals for 4 years. My dad was in the military. I love all buyers, but I really love minorities and first-time home buyers and veterans. Well, this is going to hurt all of them, mostly veterans with minorities, because 40% of veterans are African American. another 12 or 18% are Hispanic. So besides their veterans, they're minorities. How are we going to get them into homes if they're using the $1 down? And right now, VA won't allow them to pay
guess what? The National Association of Realtors advocated for that. The veteran can now compensate their real estate agent.
First time in history.
Ever, right?
Right.
So we went 8,000 realtor members strong to Washington, D.C. to have conversations with our congressmen, with our senators, to discuss this impact to the veteran.
And it changed quick, girl.
It changed very quick, right? And so that's through our advocacy work. So here's what I've been telling people. Prior to the NAR settlement agreement, there were already 13 states that by their licensing rules and regulations had implemented mandatory buyer representation agreements being signed. If 13 states can do it, the other 37 states can do it. Also, I believe the solutions to this issue already exist. One, we have to think like a commercial real estate professional. Commercial real estate professionals use a letter of intent. It might
LOI.
go by a different name, contingent upon where you're located.
It is letter of intent in Las Vegas for commercial.
Okay, so think about how a commercial real estate professional thinks and take that person out and say, hey, can you give me some language and dialogue? How have you been successful in implementing this on every single transaction? Number two, think like a global real estate professional. Global real estate professionals, guess what? They sell properties in places where there isn't any organized real estate.
And they also can do it from their couch in another country.
In another country. And they might not have an MLS. So that means no offer of compensation may be visible.
At all.
Right.
But they figure it out.
They
negotiate it.
They negotiate it and they get a representation agreement, right? And then the third one, and this is just creating opportunities, right? So you think about Nevada and the fact that if we went back and we looked at the Redfin migration map, we know that a lot of people relocated to Nevada in the midst of the pandemic, right? That also means that there's businesses consistently being started, not only in Las Vegas, but in your great state. Okay, I want our fellow realtors to think about the EAH program, the Employer Assisted Housing Program, where we can set up essentially down payment assistance and grant programs with employers to give to their employees. Now that means that we can come and educate the whole company about all of the different benefits of home ownership.
There's another tool right there that she's talking about.
3 things, plus the veterans are now able to compensate their buyer representative, right?
So out of a negative, you just made it a positive, right?
Nothing but positives, right? And what they're telling us is, hey, we have to demonstrate our value.
And we should always be demonstrating our value. I mean, we're not all about just opening a door and there you go, Mr. Buyer. I've been selling real estate for over 3 decades. And I know our professionals in Las Vegas, we are showing our value. There's a few people that, are not understanding. I mean, this is the most important decision that a buyer or seller is making, is selling their home. We have to show our professionalism, and this is just a tool to help that.
We will survive this the same way that we survived foreclosures and short sales, the same way that we survived a global pandemic.
And why is that? Because we're professionals,
Because
right?
we're professionals. We have a plan of action. We treat this like a business. We love what it is that we do.
We do love what we do.
We do love what we do. And we're going to be able to survive the NAR settlement agreement. That's it. That's what we're going to do. And honestly, if we start looking at our unique selling proposition, if we hone in on our value, those that do that should actually do better.
I totally agree. I mean, real estate isn't for everyone, but it is for the ones that care about their clients, show professionalism, and do what's best for everyone, right? Realtors are going to have to start using their phone and speaking to other realtors. And I know you live on your phone. My phone's right over there. I mean, we got to start answering the phones. It's not going to be an MLS printout anymore. We really have to show our value, and I'm happy about it.
And you know what we did today in class, the leadership class, and you were there? We leveraged artificial intelligence to tell us the 5 things that we could do in your state when the real estate agent does not answer the phone call. And we made sure that it is adherent to the rules and regulations of the state. And it really gave us 5 solutions to that issue.
I am so excited about your class that's coming up in the next 5 minutes, so we have to cut us short. But we have another class. And can you please tell everyone in the audience how to get a hold of you, please?
Well, everyone, I'm your girl, Marki Lemons Rowell. If you spell my name correctly, you will find me, as I am the only Marki Lemons in the world. Markilemons. I look forward to connecting with you.
Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you coming here and spending your time with me.
Thank you.